Shout out to Jabba Weezy. I'm sure you're in the comments, but Jabba Weezy sent me this information about one of the recent stories covered here. It's a very mysterious case involving 23-year-old Lauren of Bridgeport, Connecticut. If you don't know who Lauren is or what happened to her, you can get the full details by watching part 1 and part 2. I'll leave the links below to those videos. It's a very, very sad story, and I feel really bad for Lauren's family, but it highlights an important issue with young women, these dating apps, and what I would call modern day street walking, but it's like online. It can spill over into real life when they meet up in person with these people. And by the way, there is an update on Lauren. The medical examiner, they just released the results to the public. It's been over a month and they hadn't released anything, but they ruled it as an accidental OD. If you want to read more about what they found in her, click the link below in the description. So yeah, do y'all remember before when the family, they had been calling up Bridgeport PD, wouldn't talk to them, wouldn't give them any information, hung the phone up on the mother? Well, now things are changing. As of Tuesday, January 25th, Bridgeport PD said they are now investigating this as a criminal case, and the US DEA, they are assisting them with it. And I must say, social media had a lot to do with this because no one was talking about this. You had people on TikTok and of course us over here on YouTube, and that was it. I'm gonna let you all know what Jabba Weezy pointed out, but first take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. If you're new, include new subscriber in your comment below, and I'm gonna try my best to respond to all of you. Now, Lauren, she would have celebrated her 24th birthday just a couple of days ago, so it really pains me to talk about this, but from the moment I heard about this story, you had the online dating app, then you had the guy who met her at her house saying that he was gonna give her $40. She matched with a guy on Bumble, then she had to initiate the conversation. She ended up picking an older white guy in his late 30s. So I was wondering, is she into the whole swirling thing? Or is she looking for a sugar daddy? Or is it both? Well, what we found out here is that Lauren was a follower of swirling content here on YouTube, as well as content that taught young women how to become a sugar baby. Lauren, she really liked the McClure family, as well as another influencer who used to be a stripper, and now she's teaching women how to finesse men, online, in person, athletes, non-athletes, entertainers, everybody. I mean, anybody with money, doesn't matter the race or what they do for a living. At the end of the day though, you can't 100% blame an influencer. It's really up to the individual. However, I do believe that the whole finessers and the sugar baby teachers, they should at least warn women about the dangers of this. I'm talking about telling the young ladies out there that's thinking about this type of lifestyle, this could happen to you. Thank you all for participating in this poll. Should influencers who promote the sugar baby level up lifestyle also highlight the dangers and potential consequences? 91% of you said yes, they should warn young women and girls, but they don't. And the people that they follow, like Sweetie, Lauren was also a supporter and follower of Sweetie. And what do you see people like her promoting? Birkin bags, getting 7-figure, 8-figure men because that's their type. And the crazy thing is that social media is very sugar baby friendly. So, you know, before you wanted to keep your daughter off the pole, well now I guess you have to try to keep them off the internet. I don't know. Because everywhere you turn, no matter what platform it is, they are all trying to get to your daughters. They have other young women parading around, talking about their experience.
Hey guys, a day in the life with the sugar baby. So basically before I see him, I always have to get a new set of his choice. They're literally so cute anyways. And then I have to go to Starbucks and get him and his friends drinks, drop it off to him at work, hang out with him for at least 2 hours, and after that's done, then he gives me $500 and I do what I want for the rest of the day.
The current arrangement that I have with my sugar daddy is a pay per me and monthly allowance. So basically he pays me for every time that we meet up, and then if I need help with something, I can just go to him, ask him for it, and then he'll send me the money. Something I do recommend doing is for the location, you want to put a rich, wealthy area on the location. I know a lot of people have said they've gotten scammed off of this website, but it worked really good for me. The things that I would avoid, in order for me to not get scammed, were whenever they tell me that they would pay me $3,000 every week, that was something I completely dubbed. I wouldn't even respond to it. Or whenever they would tell me they would pay me $5,000 a month for an online arrangement, I would just avoid those type of things. Me personally, I just recommend you meet up with a person in public, have your best friend or a friend of yours, have your location, so that when you meet with a person in public, you can like read their body language and see what type of vibes they're giving off instead of just like getting straight into it and then you're like stuck with this weirdo creep like who's ugh.
Yeah, you can get stuck with a weirdo creep or you can get stuck in a ditch. They don't say that part though. Take a look at this story. Comes from an influencer. His name is Russell. He's giving sugar babies a dark side of being a sugar baby.
In a previous video, I told the story about a girl that I dated who was a secret prostitute, and we ended up breaking up because I discovered what was going on. Anyways, a few months had gone by since we had even talked because we broke up. It wasn't the best breakup, and I wouldn't say we were enemies, but we certainly weren't friends. One night I was out with my friend. We did this whole Taco Tuesday ritual where we would go to Pink Taco on Sunset and then go to Bootsy Bellows, which is a club that was like popular on Tuesday nights. The club's kind of grody, but on Tuesdays, that was like one of the best spots. Anyways, my boy and I were at the bar having a drink, and then I get a tap on the shoulder. I turned around and it was my ex. Yeah, the same one. Now again, I don't hate her, but she was looking hot though. So we left together, and on the way home, she got a FaceTime call. So she crawls into the back seat, which is a very small back seat. It's like I'm driving a Camaro Super Sport 2, like made for the track, like stick shift, all that. American muscle, you know. And so she crawls into the back seat to answer this FaceTime call at like 1:30 in the morning to pretend like she's in an Uber. Now, I knew she was hooking up with dudes for money, and frankly, at this point, it's not my business. So I keep quiet. I'm driving home while she has a little chat with this guy in the back seat. Everything about the conversation seemed normal as far as normal goes, but when she got off the phone call, she really seemed shook. Like she was genuinely afraid that he would find out that she was with another guy. So I asked her, I was like, "Are you okay? Is everything all right?" And she's like, "Yeah, he's just some guy I'm seeing. He gets really jealous about other guys. It's no big deal. Don't worry about it." And again, we're broken up, so it's not my business. I'm like, cool, let it go. Anyway, so we finally get back to my place, and you know, things start heating up and things start coming off, and then I saw the most up thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, people are crazy and you think you know where this is going, but just keep watching.
At this point, we're in it. She's completely naked. Things are about to go down. And granted, this isn't my first rodeo. I know what to expect. I've been with this girl before, and this completely threw me for a loop. Right before I was going down, I noticed on the inside of her legs right here, both sides were long scars from cuts. And I asked her, I was like, "What happened? Are you okay?" Like I thought, I don't know, maybe she was depressed. Who knows? But there were legit 4 or 5 lines on both sides of her inner thigh where she was herself. It wasn't like that before. I was like, "Are you depressed or something? Like, what's going on?" She goes, "No, it's nothing like that. That guy from the FaceTime call, apparently he likes to see young bleed. Part of their little arrangement during the act is her cut herself a little bit." I had to stop. I couldn't do it. I felt so bad for how things had progressed for her. I couldn't believe it had gotten that far. She became upset with me, but it gets worse.
That sounds very familiar. I covered a recent story where it was a woman making other women do these things. If you missed that one, you can catch up after this video. The link will be below.
So she calls me up to explain the situation and tell me the plot to blackmail her sugar daddy. But apparently this guy was loaded. He lived on Mount Olympus. He has a whole family, and he didn't want them to know about it. She's telling me all this, and I'm like, "Girl, don't do this. Haven't you ever seen any movie? Like, this always will end badly for you." Then she got mad at me because I wouldn't help her, and she hung up on me. And that was the last time I ever spoke to her. And that's the problem with being a sugar baby. Just like with this girl, it started off small, some pictures for money. Then a dinner for some money. Then a little extracurricular date for money. And it just justification after justification after justification until the next thing you know, you're doing some super harmful shit. You're gonna have bills every month, and it's just too much money to ever walk away from. It's like you put yourself in a prison, but the bars are made of gold. That was a tragic situation, but not a tragic ending. That girl got married to a very successful guy, and she seems happy.
So now she's married to another sucker, and I wonder what plot she has for him. For the young ladies out there, it won't always be a pretty ending. Something can happen to you. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started below in the comments. Let me know what you think about all of this. Shout out to Anthony B and T.O. I appreciate you for your support for this channel. Want to see more content like this? You can support the channel too. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balance analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.